Alright, hello guys, how's it going? It's me, Shabby C, here, live streaming, also, and probably will upload this, obviously be uploaded once, I complete the Easter egg and stuff like that. There's full guidance for demachiner, complete with voice of course, for the Easter egg, so that you can complete it either in solo or with a team. All steps are exactly the same regardless of whether you're solo or in team. So every step I make in this Easter egg will not differentiate from the solo. So no need to worry about that too much, guys. So you just follow what I'm doing, keep an eye out on what I'm doing, and then you should be able to get this Easter egg for yourself or for your team or for whatever. So yeah, get into the action, shall we? Here we go. Hopefully you guys enjoy this, and it's brief, clear enough, and easy for everyone to understand. So that is exactly what I hope to do with this Easter egg. I'm going to probably edit this video afterwards, probably as well, after this is uploaded, to put some timestamps in when I'm doing certain things, like the ether scope part, the dark ether parts, whatever it is. I'm gonna hopefully do that. So we'll do that. Obviously, I want you guys to know you have to be patient with me. I want to get a laptop. I want to get a streaming device, an Elgato possibly, and start possibly uploading and editing and making intros for these videos and making sure the editing is more better. And I have bright future, bright plan for this channel, so you need to stick with me for now. For right now, I don't have a laptop. Right now, I can only live stream it on YouTube, so I haven't got any real way of editing. So yeah. Hello. I don't know who joined, but welcome. Welcome. Already on round 2. Getting slow pace, so nothing I can do about that. Get this door open. Yeah, never mind. I wasn't close enough to it. Can see if stun grenades on the floor. I'll take those, sure. Yeah, I'll take them. At the moment, nothing happening right now. So nothing happening right at this current moment in terms of Easter egg steps. Just making my way to power at the moment. Ooh, double points. Very nice. Thank you for that. In case you're wondering why I'm using the XM4 when it's not as good as anything else, it's mainly for leveling up, mainly for camo reasons. So yeah, that's mostly why I'm using that. I've done a lot of other things, so I'm just concentrating on leveling this gun up. There we go. It's round 4, and we've also doubled our points. Very nice indeed. Get my free 100 change from this. Alright, about to make the first step in the Easter egg now, which is to shoot this box. And once we go into the dark ether, we can pick up that fuse rod there. And that is required for the fuel for the thermal phasvic upgrade. I didn't know. I've gone past this way a lot of times. I've never noticed that guy there. Must be blind. Never noticed him there. Not until now. Never mind. It's alright, we'll see. We've got Major Carver today, voicing over. I see. So I don't really think it makes any difference who it is. That voice is over. It makes no difference, I don't think. It just depends on who you may like so far in terms of their voice or whatever, or which obviously I have to apologise maybe for my voice, because I haven't got a proper microphone. I have a microphone, but this is just the way my voice sounds. So I don't know. I don't like the way my voice sounds on microphone. It's just the way it is. I don't like it, because I know it doesn't sound anything like that in real life. So I don't know. It is what it is. You can't do everything about it. You just gotta deal with what you got. Got not much ammo left, as it turns out. Got a clip and like a 3 rounds in there. So like I have a full clip and a 3 rounds extra. Okay. I can also probably try and see if I can show you guys how to do the seeing ghosts calling card today, maybe as well, but that's not important or vital to the Easter egg. You'll do some of these because of, like, you have to view these spectral reflections in order to actually do the Easter egg, so some of them get done automatically just because of that, so... Keep the focus up and just keep doing what we're doing. Try to keep accurate, try to keep headshots. Try to do that as often as I can so I can get these like headshot challenges complete. Got another spare. Apologies if maybe I might not talk for a little while maybe, but there is not much to really necessarily discuss right at this point in time. Just early days, you know, making my way to the power. Nothing much happening right now at this point in time, so apologies maybe if I may go silent a little bit, but it's just because there is nothing really going on right now. Particularly it's just, you know, the grind to get to the power, and from there, you know, keep moving forward, so basically nothing happening right now. Obviously, like I said, once I get a YouTube channel properly sorted out and get myself a laptop and get myself an editing device and streaming device and stuff like that for better quality, and these videos will be made a lot more shorter, crisper, a lot more to the precise detail that you probably will want. I got a bright future, like I said, I got a bright future planned for this channel, and hopefully people want to take that ride along with me. But for right now, I just have to make do with what I've got, I suppose, for a little while, until I get some kind of decent money for that. At least that's the plan anyway. Unless I don't decide to do that plan, it may just be in a channel that I decide to just not bother with that much and just do uploads on the off chance, you know what I mean? I don't know at the moment. I don't want to sound like a downhearted there, but, you know, I don't know. YouTube decides whether or not if I become relevant or popular, and you guys also decide that too. Hopefully I'm worth your time. I really try to make these videos for anyone's entertainment as best as I can. Trying to bear in mind what people may want to see, what they might not want to see, what I want to try and put out on my channel, what I want to be known for, you know, that sort of thing. I've always enjoyed zombies, so yeah, I don't know right now what the plan is with anything, because I like to upload various things. If you check out my channel, I've uploaded things from Hitman to Assassin's Creed to The Crew to Need for Speed to, you know, basically anything really. I'm a gamer at heart, so I ain't just a Call of Duty gamer. I do enjoy Call of Duty, of course, but, you know, of course this is not my main focus, but I'd say I'm probably going to be uploading mostly Call of Duty for right now. I think for right now, Call of Duty is mostly the idea from this point forward for me as a channel. And I think I want to ride that Season 1 out. It's the best time for a content creator to be there. Not just because, you know, obviously, you know, I don't think I will want to be too thingy about it, but it's not like about making money. It's about providing that content. It's about providing that and seeing where it can, you know, our futures can go for all of us, making better content for me to watch, for you guys to watch, for, you know, just for everyone, really. just to have fun, really. Together as a community, or something like that. It sounds like a great idea to me. I really like the idea of it. But yeah, now we're going into the dark ether. So once we're into the dark ether, we want to be getting and make our way to the first tunnel where the pack-a-punch part is. But before you go there, make sure that you pick up the fuse that we shot earlier. It just so happens to be that my area is actually where the fuse is. So don't forget to pick that up before you go through there. There it is right here. Travel down to the bay, pick up the pack-a-punch part, make the pack-a-punch, and that's basically like I guess you could say a first step basically of the Easter egg made already. We've already made our first Easter egg step, so there you go. That's our first steps out of the way. We're done. Like I said, I'm going to do the coffin dance Easter egg in this as well, but that is not important. This is simply a side thing that you can do in this game, so don't do this if you're not interested in doing it. If you're not wanting to do this Easter egg, don't do it. Just ignore this part, do not do it. It's not important, it's just to get you a decent gun off the box, or the weapon box should I say, so do not repeat these steps if you do not need anything off of the box. So I'll just repeat that. Do not repeat any of these steps if you do not want to try to do the coffin dance. This is not part of the Easter egg, just a side Easter egg. A special Easter egg, I guess you could say. Not important. It's like I said, it just kind of helps you to get into the game, gets you a decent gun, free perk. Only on solo, this really works perfectly. I wouldn't recommend doing this in a 4-game or a 2-game or a 3-game or anything like that, or any of that, because they only drop one perk for one person and one gun for one person, so they don't drop like for every person, it's like just for one. With that being said, I don't know if the people in your game can actually do this Easter egg for themselves and actually do the Easter egg again multiple times, 4 times perhaps, I don't know, or 2 times or whatever. I don't know if it's only a one time one deal Easter egg quest or not. I don't know, I've never really checked that for myself, so I don't know. Guess we could find that out at some point, right? We'll see, won't we? You get somebody to test that idea out and see if it works, but yeah, for now, like I said, this is not part of the Easter egg, it's just, you know, a side quest, so don't worry about it too much. I ended up getting pretty shit off the box, so if this is you, this is what happens, so you just gotta take what you get, you know what I mean? And God gives you bloody lemons, use them to make a casserole or something. Alright, that's me done for this. Where did all me goddamn friggin' Semtex grenades go? I don't know, they gone. But anyways, regardless, gonna wait till the end of this round and then continue with the side quests and stuff. So wait till the end of this round. Got Megaton in here, so we need to get him to destroy this piece of tree, I guess. There's a tree piece on the wall that basically he's got to shoot at, and he activates the fungus so that you can collect that at a later stage. So do not kill Megaton, do not get him to split. Make sure you follow him, make sure you bring him down here to this part exactly where I am here. Get him to shoot this. It should work, you know that, because what happens is the character talks and you can see a bright blue sort of like esque vibe on there, and you know that it's done because a character will pop up to tell you about it mutating, and it's caused some kind of chemical reaction basically to basically make a mutated fungus of sorts, which basically is cryogenic liquid. That's basically what's gone on there, is he basically made some cryogenic liquid here. So like I said, that's that bit done. Just keep working on Megaton, make sure that you're putting bullets into him. You don't really need to have him come to the Westler, which is the changer, at any point now, because it's too early now right at this point for anything else like that. You'll see when it comes to that stage, what we do for that stage, and that exact, you know, moment. Don't want to confuse you guys with things that I'm talking about, so I'm just going to try and concentrate on the here and the now. Make sure that we get this guy down. We want to get this guy on the ground. We want to get him towards splitting so he can get his key card. Which, yes, he has a key card on him, which is required for the Easter egg steps to craft and create the die machine, or the die, or whatever you want to call it. So it is required for that. Guy's doing my nut into there.
You split that bastard in two. Now finish the job.
Put a couple of bullets into there. Right. Can't believe the unluckiness on the box today. Got this friggin' thing. It's like, hey, there you go. How about a grenade? Chilla. Really want a grenade.
You really thought you had a fucking chance, huh?
There he is. Got the card now, so like I said, because I've skipped past this round now, I'm gonna have to continue with the rounds, because I've gone past where I wanted to go past. I wanted to try and do it at the next steps on the last round, but I've gone past that round. So now the next steps now I'm gonna have to make are gonna be on this round instead. So if you can manage to like not kill every single zombie, just make sure that you're still watching what we're watching, what we're doing, to make sure that you're doing the next part of the steps. We'll just forget about what I'm doing right now, because I'm just killing zombies to clear out the amount that I'm taking down there with me. Don't want loads of zombies to be following me. Of course you don't want loads of them to be following you, do you? Right, now we're going to make our next steps of the Easter egg. So, we want to make our way down the stairs to get the die machine remote part, which is next. That's what I'm doing now. I feel like as if the portal's on top of Narkta and Toten. So that'll be probably where we'll be having to go. So to put the key card in here, remote control comes out the other side, and that's the parts for the die. So we now have the die parts ready and raring to go for when we create the die machine. Well, not necessarily create it, but we find it, but you know what I mean. We kind of gotta find it first, which is behind a locked door, which you've got to power on remotely, which is the whole reason you get that remote control for. It's part of it. It basically makes sure that you can craft it, you can get it, you know, you can control the levers so that you can get it. I want to plant me explosive here. So okay, we're on Narkta and Toten right now. So that means the first part of the Easter egg will be probably the ether skull part will probably be down here, because it's on Narkta and Toten. So the first part will be here on Narkta and Toten, right here. First part for your ether skull, and beware, dogs will spawn, so you want to probably take care of those so you're not dealing with too many of them. You can just be doing all this in one go if you wish. I recommend to possibly get rid of the dogs at all costs if you wish. to make sure that you just ain't really dealing with too many dogs. You don't want to take too many dogs down there. You could keep those dogs to do a certain part of the Easter egg regarding the plague hound pass, but unless you have the plague hound pass, you can't do that, so I can't do that right now. So like I said, you'll have to kind of... This is more like of a speed running sort of Easter egg, I guess, because I want to get it done quick, but it's also going to be done like to a degree where you can watch, follow, and make sure that you understand it perfectly. Second part's up here for me. So this is where it will always spawn here, but you have to make sure that it's, you know, wherever it is, so it can be random. Any chance, I don't really know if it has a specific, you know, spawn location every time. Which one spawns first, I don't think it does. I just think it spawns whichever one is next in the chain, really. Don't think it's like, oh well, I'll spawn that one over here and then that one's over there and blah blah, such and forth. So the last one is where we went to earlier. It's down there towards where the power up is. It's right there. So once we get that, that'll be the ethoscope parts done. Then we have the ethoscope from there, which we can see into the reflections of the past, so that we can see and understand this map better. So there we go, that's the final part of the ethoscope. Now all we have to do is build it. Build it, assemble it, whatever you want to call it. All the same thing, isn't it, really, let's be honest. Right, just make sure we get rid of these dogs now. Dogs eliminated. So we gotta go to this bench right here. Craft the ethoscope parts. Ethoscope parts crafted. Now there are many spectral reflections that are important, but for this Easter egg we're not going to focus on the spectral reflections, not all of them. Just the ones that are the most important to the Easter egg, okay? So these are not necessarily all of the spectral reflections in the game, but these are just the ones that are required. So find the doctor's diary. The first one will be straight underneath us. You gotta press square once, press square again, so that you can have his diary. Make sure that you do that. Do not forget to do that, and don't always do what I keep doing, which is go in the wrong direction. I always go down to where the third one is, and it's never there yet. So the second one is here. Press square once, press square twice again, so that you can give him his diary. Otherwise, if you don't do that, he won't have his diary, and it will not work. So, third and final location for the doctor is down here, right where we built the part. So press once, press twice, then doctor will speak again. Now once he's done that, you need to go to the power area, I guess you want to call it. There's like a little, where we found the diary, basically, where we just found that diary. You want to go back there and then enter the password, which he's basically giving us now, but we're not listening to what he's saying, we're just listening. He'll give us the password, we can then enter it into this computer once he's finished speaking. So just keep an eye out for when he finishes speaking, to, you know, the spectral reflections once they finish. Just don't need to eliminate this Mayak. It's just I'm doing it, so I'm trying to get rid of him because he's paining me about. Once we get out of the dark ether, we can continue the steps. So if you're lucky enough, you may be able to get the next part done before you get out of the dark ether, so you can actually lock the thing in. So what we can be doing right now, instead of killing zombies like we are, we want to make our way over to where we spawned in at, so we can start to work on the dye machine. So this is the dye, this is where the dye will be, and you want to be opening this door, just because it's easiest to get out of this zone once you know, like if you get too plowed in here. You want to be making sure you're watching your zones, making sure that got plenty of space between you and the zombies, because you will probably go down here if you're not too careful. So make sure you got plenty of space between you and the zombies. Make sure that there is enough time for you to respawn to where they're going, and they will get sucked up into the die. So I cannot stress that enough, that you make sure that you stop running sometimes, just to keep an eye out where you're going. Make sure that there is enough zombies to make sure there's a space between you and them. And then that's it. The die machine is full now, so we discharge it. And then that's the die. That's the die made. Well, not made, but it's ready to get. Ready to collect it, so yeah. That's the die. We just boot open the door, basically. Well, we don't boot it up, and it's like... It's not done yet. I thought it was done, actually. I felt like as if that was done. But it certainly was sucking up a load of them. Really, it was only like 2 people short. That's ridiculous. Alright, whatever. I'm not gonna get too fussy about that. Alright. Whatever. Anyway, now we can continue with the Easter egg from here now. You want to shoot this box off the top there, so you can collect the flask. You want to be pressing the L1 button to grab this, so you can suck it to you, so that you can get it. And then if you've already opened this part, like I have, you just jump down to collect the flask. So jump down to collect the flask. Put the flask underneath here and come back and collect it at some point in the future, because it will respawn by then. So that's that part done. We got the playground gas part, so we can put the playground gas part in where it goes, which is, if you just simply follow where I'm going, is where I'm going to put it now. It's where the Deadshot daiquiri machine is. So it's just right there, so you just place it there, and then that is that place done. And also don't forget to make sure that you press the computer as well by now, if you haven't already done that. So you want to place the canister here. Canister is placed, so you need to kill a playground zombie as close to that as possible, so that it can suck up the gas from it when it dies. Basically, that's exactly what the whole point of that is. You just suck up the gas for it so you can get it killed, and then that's you. So now what we're going to do is we're going to activate the password, which we didn't do, which you could have done possibly when we were not, in there earlier on. If you've already done this step, then don't worry about it. If you haven't, then do this step. Needs to be done. So we have our next parts ready. We can now open the box from the fuel for the thermophasmic upgrade, and the parts now ready to collect. So as we go past there, we can melt or chill, whatever you want to call it, the box, so that you can collect the cryogenic upgrade for this weapon, which by the way is, not my favorite, but yeah, is there. You need these parts so that you can do it. So we want to then go down here, melt the box with our square button. So that's being melted currently. As we're not there right now, you won't see it get melted, but it is being melted right now. You want to drop down, cut this box right there with the fuse. Make sure that you're keeping your distance from the Mayak, so that he's not, gonna put you down or anything. If you're getting swamped by zombies, I'd always recommend to make sure you've got at least one zombie left, so you're not dealing with every single zombie in the map, you know what I mean? So you just got at least one zombie to deal with, like I've got right now. So you get your cryo emitter. You get your cryo emitter, which it didn't give me. It'll change it. You want to then shoot this, which is that what I've just done. All foam elemental upgrades basically lift up the pod, so that it can essentially basically lift it up when they get the megaton split in half, and it'll basically lift the megaton in there. That's basically the simplest way I can say it. It basically lifts the megaton in there. So we now get the thermophasmic upgrade, which is fire. So we just take out a fire upgrade, and then we shoot the next part so that we got that one done. This is literally the steps. This is it, you know. That one. And what we want to do is we want to make sure we switch back to our regular die shockwave for the next part, which is the electric. Which the zombies kind of cause me issue here. So switch back to the die shockwave. Make sure it reads out die shockwave. Cannot be pulled off with any other version of the gun. Enter this specific dark ether portal. You cannot enter any other dark ether portal. This is the only portal that will work. Cannot stress that one out enough. This is the one that you have to go in. Make sure you do not, and I repeat, do not use any of your die shockwave ammo, because this needs to be done with all of the ammo that you have here. So make sure you do not use any of it. Do not use any of it until I say so, okay? Do not use any of it. Right? You want to press L1 to collect that crystal. So there's another crystal right there that we'll get when we come back, but we do not want to shoot this right now. There's a box that we're going to shoot it into, but we're not going to shoot it right now. Okay? So we go down all the way to the stairs. Make sure that we come down here, follow the routes down there, because it's quite dark, I know that. But you want to shoot it into this box, and you'll know when you have done that because the light will pop up. Okay, so that is there. Okay, so now we can collect the next crystal, and there are 3 crystals in total, as there are 3 lights on there, and it can all be done in one time. Or if you don't get enough time to do it, don't worry about it. You can come back and you can do it again. Just so long as you do it. If you have enough time, make sure you do it. If you can't, then don't worry about it. So just make sure that you're watching what you're doing. Try not to get too slowed down if you can, because you know, if you want to speed run this, you can do it for sure, but just make sure you don't get too slowed down. It might not make it, I don't know. You want to do the same steps again, bring it down, shoot it into the box, and then that's the next part done. Okay, so if you want to be making sure that you've got the next part done, I recommend never, and I repeat never, to open the door that I'm going to, but it's because I don't want to run out of time, I want to open this so I can collect the final crystal, which is here. As you can see, we're going to run out of time, but because I collected it, I can now go and shoot it down to where we had it. I just said that I don't recommend opening that door, okay? So I'd recommend to do this all in 2 goes and make sure not to do the third one. Like, you know, unless you have the time, unless you feel as though you have the time to do it, then do it. But if you do not have the time, I wouldn't recommend it, okay? So this is the 3rd upgrade that we're going to be doing. Shoot it into the box, change to the dielectric, and then make sure you shoot the next part. So dielectric shoots should be this one, and that's that one. The final one is the play count gas, which we cannot get right now because there is no play count in the map. So just take care to make sure that you're watching what you're doing. Make sure that everything you've done up to now is all done. So we're done with that. I cannot really potentially upgrade this gun, so got not much ammo for this gun, of course. So once we get a play count, we want to bring it to the weapon box. Not to the weapon box, to where we put that canister earlier. So we want to be bringing him down there with us. Okay, but for now, we want to focus on killing zombies. Make sure to keep an eye out when a plague hound dog spawns. Plague hound boss, oh my god. Plague hound dog spawns in, so we can lead him to the canister and make sure to shoot him as close to the canister as possible. Even if that means him hitting you just the once at least, so that you know that he's dead close to you, your back's to it, face towards the wall, is how I do it, so that I know that he's going to go in there. You're only going to take 1 hit, so don't worry about your hits, you'll be okay. You're only going to take 1 hit, so don't worry about that too much. So right now I'm going to be using the dielectrical, as it's easiest to kill zombies with it. It's also the best upgrade by like a million miles. It's absolutely awesome. I couldn't recommend it enough. Like I said, there is no play count right now, so I cannot physically do anything about that. So therefore, I cannot continue the steps without the play count. I need the play count first, and then I can get the final step. Then you want to get the wrench from the dark ether, which I'll get into those steps when we get there. For right now, we are not at those steps right at this current time, so therefore we do not need to worry about those steps right now. Right, we got ourselves a dog, so we want to take him all the way down the stairs. Pardon me. Well, not pardon me, excuse me, because I've got a hiccup, but anyway. We want to take him all the way down the stairs to the canister, as I mentioned, so just make sure he's behind you, make sure that you've got enough space between you, the zombies, and everything else. And make sure that he comes in down here with you, and make sure you kill him as close as possible. So, right now, basically is what I'd say, to kill him right there, so that you basically make sure that he grabs, you know, the gas from out of there, and then you've got, you know, when you've done this, as I said, because the characters will spawn on the screen and tell you, you know, basically you've got the play count gas now, so you can go back there and collect it anytime now. You do not need to collect it now. I recommend that if you did it how I just did it there, just to go back to the top of the world again and just continue surviving and come back down when you've got, you know, as least amount of zombies as possible, unless you want to risk going down there to collect it, which I wouldn't recommend. You don't want to be doing unnecessary things. If you're a good enough player, I know I'm a good enough player, okay, I'm not saying I'm bad, I'm just saying I don't want to risk it. I don't want to risk it for the sake of the guide, I don't want to risk it for the sake in case I may go down, you never know. I don't want to risk it, okay, so I just want to, you know, focus, continue to play the way I would normally play this game. That's how I've done it even when I'm not even playing to an audience or anything. I know maybe no one's not watching that right now, but hopefully people do watch it once it's uploaded, so, you know, we'll do that. I need to upgrade this gun now, because it's basically, you know, not that great. So make sure that you go down there, pick up the plague hand gas, which we're going to do any moment now. But don't kill all of the zombies, just make sure that you can tell we're getting towards the end of the round now. Zombies are very thin, there are not very many zombies in the map right now. As you can see, there are only 2 registered. To make sure that you're watching the map, make sure that you know there are only 2, or 1, or whatever numbers you feel like you can work with the best, and make sure you're keeping an eye on that so we can go down to continue the Easter egg steps. So basically all we do now is we come down here, all the way down, back to where we placed it, collect the full canister, which is down here, down to the left, right here, there we go. Collect it, place it into the goddamn friggin' box that we need to put it in. Then, once we're into the box, we can then knife it. Do not shoot it. Do not. I know a lot of some people on YouTube say to shoot it, but you're going to be wasting your ammo, so do not do that. You can knife it. It's free. That's also something that you're not wasting the bullets. So if you want to shoot it, fair enough, but I just recommend to knife it. It's cheaper. It's free. You don't have to waste no ammo for it. So it's you know, ammo. It's only 1 bullet, but 1 bullet is 1 bullet. So place it, knife it, pick it up. Didn't register me picking it up. Okay, go back, pick it up. Make sure the box opens. Make sure you physically change it, like I have there. Otherwise, it will not be the correct, you know, version. So yeah, from this point on, I recommend to douse, you know, do the last form. This is the last one right here. Okay, and then you want to switch back for when we do the main Easter egg for the dielectrical bolt. I do not recommend any other. Simply Do not Do not recommend any other upgrade, okay? Do not recommend any other upgrade than that. Now, personally, at this point, I'd probably go and buy the Gallo shotgun, the Hewer shotgun, something like that, so that you've got a spare gun, secondary gun, better than, you know, this. This is just a gun I'm using to get me to the Easter egg points that I want to get to, okay? So, you know, buy myself a Gallo. So buy myself the Gallo, go down, upgrade it, pack a punch it, whatever. Make sure you got all of what you want. Make sure you got the things you're most comfortable with in this game, as I recommend. Because, you know, the goddamn freaking boss fight will be very soon. It will not be too long from this point now, so cannot upgrade my gun any further, so just pack a punch. I recommend to apply electric upgrade for the Megatons, just specifically. Not the best upgrade when you're doing high rounds, but for Megatons specifically, I recommend that upgrade because it is the best one for them, because it's the only one that actually does any extra damage to the Megatons. So yeah, get into the Dark Ether, wait for us to spawn in to the Dark Ether, and then we want to activate this here anomaly, which is the guys talking about it because they stole basically the location of the Fang that we need to look for. So they stole it. They want to basically find out where they put it. So basically they hid it basically. Then you got these two guys again to talk to. If you want to take care of the Mayak, feel free, just take him out. You do not need to do this, but you can do that if you wish to. The Mayak is now gone. They will drop me a Dark Ether scope once they finish rambling on about whatever it is they're rambling on about. Once they've finished, they just basically will now teleport me out of the world. And so we can find the Dark Ether wrench, which is basically the next part. We find this Dark Ether wrench, it drops right where they were. We then want to go over to the spawn, where we spawned in at, and there's a tank in the map right there, which we want to bang on with the side of our, you know, it basically brings up the prompt. Basically, assume that you're banging on it with your wrench, basically, so that you can tap it and you bang on it and it wakes up this dead zombie who's in here. So Dark Ether wrench there, Dark Ether wrench there, Dark Ether wrench there. Shoot the guy. Make sure that you put a grenade in the top. Make sure you've got enough time to do this. It should shoot, and unfortunately I took quite a long time to do that. I almost went down. So make sure that you've got only a few zombies to do that, because obviously it's not easy to, you know, you get it on there. Make sure that you actually get it on there. Just make sure you take care. As soon as we get next to this thing, you're gonna incorporate trouble. So make sure that you keep an eye out. Some dogs may still spawn in to chase after you with this thing. So when you're carrying it, make sure you have someone to watch you. If you're playing with other people, if you're playing on your own, you should be able to avoid them with stamina up. Make sure that you've got stamina up. You run and walk a little bit faster, so that you're basically, you know, carrying it. Basically, essentially, you cannot use any weapons, so just make sure you carry it to where it goes, which is in there. Place it into that area. Okay, so get these zombies shot, and then it'll say we're waiting on a subject, which is what we're waiting on. We're waiting on a Megaton to go in there, basically. So when the next Megaton spawns in, you wanna get them split in half, and both sides will be split in half so that you can go into the machine. For the time being, just gonna have to roll the rounds and get these next rounds done, and basically just do that. So get the next rounds done. Make sure that you're making sure you're getting them done. Make sure the Megaton spawns in, and then we just basically make sure that there's not too many zombies left. and just leave the one Megaton. If we possibly can with one zombie, make sure to not kill the zombie, so that you don't advance the rounds, making things too complicated for yourself. So stem shots, we want to buy as many of them as we possibly can for when it gets to the actual boss fight, because that's what's going to be important. I'm just having a look to make sure that there's nothing going on in my focus here. So yeah, get our boss fight out the way. Make sure he's gonna spawn in any moment. Anyways, I don't know when he's gonna spawn in, but you know he's gonna spawn in at some point. I don't know when. So I don't know when he's gonna spawn in, but he should spawn in at any point. I don't know who actually stayed in and watched all this so far. You, my homie, by the way. I know I saw that there's someone still watching this, so I appreciate that. I don't know who it is, like. Feel free to say hello or whatever. Stop by and say hello. It's all good. I don't know who you are, but I don't know if it's my man Josiah or whatever, but yeah, I appreciate that. I'm trying my best to make this as entertaining as possible, whilst also trying to make it as guidance as possible as well, because you need all to know exactly how to do this. So we want to get this Mayak, Megaton, whatever you want to call him, to split in half, and once he's split in half we need to leave both splits down to the machine so that it gets sucked up into the machine, basically. So you do not kill him. I can't stress that enough. Do not kill these guys. Make sure you get them to follow you down to the machine, so that both of the halves can be put into the machine, and then you can change him back essentially to human form, basically, to who he was before. If you want to know the story, that's how it works. He's gonna shoot me, I know he is, so I just gotta try and avoid any of his fire if you can. Get him into the machine. It's gonna be very difficult to do this because obviously, you know, you got zombies chasing you, so just make sure that you're watching your sides, watching your angles. Make sure that you don't get too caught out by zombies or anything else, or try and get him to lead himself into this machine so he can get into there. Then there we go, he's in. So what we want to do now is go back into here and start the purification process. You can actually get out underneath there, I've heard, so you can continue speedrun, but I just never seem to do it. But yeah, we're almost there now. We're almost there now. This is it. Not much far away now, so this is just a cutscene, I guess, within the game, if that's what you want to call it. So this is all of. Basically, he used to be human once at some point in his life, and now is he no longer human anymore. He's a zombie or a monster or whatever you want to call it. He's no longer human, but he is now human again because he's remembering who he is. He's purified now from what he was previously. He will break free from the zone. Then he will disappear into the darkness, and like I said, you want to be stood at this door and get immediately out towards the top, towards the airfield zone. Is where I feel the most comfortable and the one I'd recommend to go to survive, to make sure that you can survive the next few rounds, or the next round should I say, so that you at least get the next bits out of the way. Once this is out the way, then you're basically at the final stages of the Easter egg. So you got one more thing to do. You got to remind him of who he is, even though he kind of semi knows who he is now at this point. He's human now, kind of. He's not fully human yet, but he's kind of human. He's like, yeah, I kind of don't, I remember something, but he needs to be remembered fully that he is Dr. whoever, Orlov or whatever. So you're basically reminding him of that. He used to be a human, he used to have a family, and etc. Because obviously, you know, that's a nice thing to do for somebody, I guess. Really nice when you think about it, because it's actually really quite a cool storyline. I like it. It's quite nice. I quite feel that niceness about it. normally there's not like a storyline where you think like you've done good in the zombies rounds. You don't feel like you've done good because you've actually just ruined the world more times than often than not when you've done the Easter egg, especially in the early days when you destroy the moon. I'm not exactly saying that that's a bad Easter egg because it's one of the best, but it's not exactly like, oh yeah, you were rewarded, you destroyed the moon. Congratulations, the moon's gone now. You don't feel good about it, you know what I mean? It don't make you feel like, oh yeah, you completed that, but the moon's gone. So take out the old fathead. Make sure that you take him out. You don't need him anymore in your life. He's dead now. Make sure that you get rid of as many zombies as you want to get rid of. And then now you got to go back down to where Megaton is, or all of. At this point now he has a name. No longer call him Megaton, but he's called Orlov now. So we go down to Orlov. We now have to find where he is in the darkness, but he won't come to see us because he doesn't. He's like, I don't know why, like nervous, I guess you could say, or something. I don't know. You could say that he's hiding in here. So he's hiding in the darkness at the moment. He's currently cowering in here for whatever reason. Okay, I don't know why. I don't know. You've got to find his wife's picture, which is where we're going now. There are other Easter egg parts to this, excuse me, to do with the spectral reflections, but they aren't necessarily important so long as you get the one that we want to do here. So they're not like, you know, be all and end all. They don't require to be done so long as you just get the main one done, which is Orlov, which will be right here. And as soon as we spawn in, we just go to the back end, give him a picture of his wife, which I don't know where we find this picture because we never find it. So I'm just saying it's a bit weird that we never actually find this supposed picture, because you never find it. So now what's happening right now is he's remembering who he is. So now there's another one right here. There's another one right there you can do. And I haven't done all of them, by the way, in this gameplay because they're not important. So I've done some of them, not all of them. You probably will get 6, 7 of them done at this point. So yeah, we're almost at the end now. So may as well do them, right? They're basically just discussing how they're basically trying to advance the motherland, you know, Russia, and progress the Russian war and the Cold War and the Nazi War and the World War II and blah blah, such and forth, trying to change things for good for their country. And they're basically like, you know, they're saying, well, we're going to put our lives down, even though they don't know they're going to put their lives down to change things. So now all we have to do now is pick up the thing, pick up his folder, pick up his pick up his picture. Oh yeah, that's how we get it. Cause you basically activate him and then he leaves a picture behind for us to follow to get. That's how we get the picture. Now we at this point, I recommend that you get every single perk that you can possibly get all of in the game. I recommend you buy every perk you can possibly get before we go to the next part, which is right there. I just showed it briefly for a second because I got kind of lost to where the perks were for a second for some reason. Next part. So be absolutely 100% sure that you buy every single perk you want, every single perk you can afford. Cannot afford this one, so I can't get it. So, can't get it. I can advance the rounds if I want to get it, so I don't have to necessarily go in right now, but I'd recommend that you just get it over and done with as soon as you possibly can do that. Get it done, get it over and done with. You can pack a punch during this quest as well if you get enough money for it. So you can actually pack a punch while you're there, so don't worry about pack a punch. You can pack a punch if you haven't pack a punched at this point, which I don't see how you wouldn't have, but yeah, if you haven't pack a punched, you can pack a punch, so you can do that. So we're gonna get the picture off the wall down here, and then that'll be us. We'll get teleported. We'll get teleported out now.
There's an exfil window available.
Get teleported out to talk to Orlov. And here he is. Orlov. He now tells us how he was betrayed by the people who sent him here to switch this machine on. They betrayed him. Once this boss fight starts, be absolutely aware that Megatons, Overlords, you name it, the dogs, plague hounds, zombies, absolutely loads of things will spawn in, so be sure to make sure you're ready for that. This is where I can't just tend to stand or either up here or something. We kind of depends. We'll get some work done. Basically, we're gonna set down one of those here to protect him. Okay, so a lot of zombies are going to spawn in right now. Like I said, I got elemental pop, so that I can actually, that'll take effect on the zombies. So yeah, just that'll be good for you, kind of. Just be sure to make sure that you're protecting Orlov as much as you can. Oh, Megaton down. Make sure that you get the to go over where you've killed Megaton, because he will drop ammo for your gun, and it's the only way you can get ammo for this gun. So it is not really wise that you just leave it. Just make sure you buy it. Make sure you get it. I mean, not buy it, get it. Make sure you get it so that you can have it. Oh, make sure he's gone. Make sure you're protecting Orlov to your best of your ability. Not the easiest thing, I will grant you, to protect him, because he's a rather big beastie, and there's a lot of zombies. Okay, we're on the next part now. Next part, recommend to come over here as he defends this area now. So make sure you're keeping an eye out for everything, zombies, zombie dogs. Just try your best to protect him. If he gets hurt, he gets hit, that's all good. He doesn't take any actual damage. It just slows the process down. It just slows how long you're going to be here for, basically. That's it. It's just basically like, oh yeah, you're going to have to stay here for a bit longer now because, you know, you haven't pulled off the defense or whatever, you know. It's like, yeah, you haven't done it. Like, yeah, you gotta do it. You gotta make sure you protect him. Make sure you're always reviving yourself, making sure you give yourself plenty of health, plenty of armor. As you can clearly see, that's kind of not really happening for me. Let's buy myself armor again, so I can run back up here. Run back up here, get ammo and stuff from these dudes. Make sure you're keeping your distance, because like I said, these Megatons, they're no joke. Just because this thing is a really powerful gun, they're no joke. Okay, absolutely no joke. They will kill you. They don't care about you. They will just do what they do, which is kill. So like I said, at this point, like I said, you're going to get elite kills out of the wazoo. That's the everywhere. They're absolutely everywhere, okay? So make sure you're keeping an eye out on yourself, on others. Make sure you're not getting too pinned down in one area more than the other. can't actually upgrade this gun. Oh, that sucks. That kind of sucks, actually. Kind of crappy, actually, that you don't get to upgrade it. Imagine this gun upgraded, how good it would be. Make sure you, like I said, you're getting rid of all the Megatons, getting rid of all the Overlords, which is this guy specifically. That is the Overlord. That is the Megaton Overlord. Just feel like I'd explained that. It's the Megaton Overlord. Make sure, like I said, you're getting rid of them, making sure you're not keeping them. They are very, very, very extremely powerful. You can be going for headshots with this thing, which kind of do a bit more damage, I think, but I'm not sure. Make sure, like I said, you're defending yourself, you're keeping an eye on your health. The health is going to go down. Doesn't matter how much how good you are at zombies, health is going to go down, because these things pack a hell of a punch when they're just there. They just pack an absolute punch on you. So just keep an eye on yourself. Make sure you're keeping an eye. And there we go. This is the final part now. So we got the final stages. If you got room to pack a punch now, I'd recommend you do so. Pack a punch any guns that you've got. Make sure you got full health, full armor, and take the route that I'm taking. Do not take any other route. Make sure you take the route that I'm taking. Unless you can take other routes. I'm not saying not to take other routes, but I recommend this route. Make sure you've got your best gun equipped, which possibly could be this, could be something else. Just make sure you got your best gun equipped, so you got the time to get out. Get out. Make sure you're dropping, stuff in front of you. Make sure you've got all of the stuff you need to get out. So the helicopter's coming for us. We just need to survive here for a couple of seconds till the helicopter arrives. So this is the Easter egg. This is it now. This is right at the end. There's nothing else left. Right, make sure you board the helicopter. Press and hold square, and then you're in the helicopter, and that is the Easter egg. That is everything. Thank you very much for anyone who watches the video, and then the one guy who was watching for a while. I don't know who you were or whatever, but thank you for watching. Hope you check out the video once it's fully uploaded. It's uploaded once it'll be processed and stuff like that. So like I said, I just want to remind everyone at the end of this video to bear with me on my quality of the videos, on the fact there is no intros or outros yet at the moment, but those will come once I get a full-fledged PC and a ability to actually make these proper edits and stuff like that. So for now, you're just gonna have to bear with what I've got for the time being, so you just gotta bear with what I have right now, and this is the best that I can do right now for you guys. So thank you very much for anyone who watches. Thank you very much for anyone who was watching, and see you in the next video. Thank you very much. Bye.